Hari Om. Hope and pray that all of you are doing well. In this present series of now, in today's topic, I would like to dwell upon a very abstract concept, the concept of love. The concept of love, it makes it difficult to express about it, learn about it, because of dual layers of camouflaging that happens. One truly because it is abstract, and the other is an assumed norm, an assumed profile of love itself, which translates to each one of our conveniences, in which we garb the concept of love, and therefore it makes it that much more difficult. So the first thing is that it is abstract. The second thing is our convenient definition of it has put the layer of difficulty on it to be understood clearly and plainly. So what are these convenient things? That which we assume it to be as love has to be discussed, and to penetrate through the unyielding shield of the abstractness, some pointers may be taken for discussion. So Pujya Gurudev, in his very beautiful way of presenting it, he says, love is a consistent passion to give, and it is not a persistent expectation to receive. And he continues to say that we may often give without love. It happens, right? But we can never love without giving. It almost sounds like giving and loving are synonyms. Loving expresses through giving. So let's prod into this, let's dwell deeper into this. In this, the convenience of our understanding of love becomes very clear, where in the second half of the first line, he very beautifully puts it, not a persistent expectation to be received. That many of us feel that I am loving, therefore I can demand a certain expectation. I am loving, therefore I can afford to have the audacity of expecting, demanding, craving, lusting for a return on investment. See, to know an acknowledgement is different from a consistent expectation. It happens in any human interaction wherein we immediately bring it down to that equation. I have done this for you. I feel that I am being taken for granted. There is no reciprocation. There is no equivalence of what I am investing into it from you. So I feel that I am being let down. And what starts as a discussion turns into an argument, turns into an angry mode. Strange, right? It so happens that with the most beloved ones, it ends up being a quarrel. a discussion, to an argument, to a angered, quarreling moment. Strange. Some unknown factor, that who I do not know, I do not have an idea who he or she might be. I'm trying to think of an example. Supposing you're driving, and while you're driving, there is another fellow that comes and very rudely cuts in front of you without giving a signal, without any such. There is a moment of disturbance. You get angry, you get agitated. Sometimes there are these natya mudras. Similarly, there are driving mudras. What are the driving mudras? You know it all, right? I don't want to bring that profanity or indecency on here. So the mudras express. How long does that irritation be retained by us? As soon as that individual, that car is gone, the irritation is gone. It's not simmering within. But then with loved ones, it keeps simmering and it keeps boiling, The pent up feeling is so high that I feel like I need to explode. I need to... it takes to that unhealthy pattern, dark corner of our own experience. And that too because of somebody that I love. So what is happening? The basic definition, basic understanding of love is to be re-evaluated. Love is a very passionate commitment to constantly give, not to pamper, but to give, to accommodate, to sacrifice for, to share. In spite of all the inconveniences that I might go through personally, I don't care. Why? I care for the other individual and their well-being. And therefore, I say it is not pampering either, because sometimes in that care, I will have to correct them, I will have to reprimand them, I will have to... so it's not just all, flowery. It's giving, and giving in all true sense. So, love is that consistent passion to give, to share, to sacrifice in spite of my inconveniences. I care for the other individual, therefore I keep giving. And in this giving, there is no ask of how long should I be giving. Will I be misused? Will I be abused? Will I be used as a doormat? I really don't care. Why? Because I care for the other more than me being a doormat. That's okay with me. Why? Because I love. And in that giving, one has to understand that giving can happen sometimes without love. Now somebody is irritating and you out of frustration say, go, and you give. But whenever it is in love, the heart is filled and it truly expresses as an act of giving. But where do we corrupt this? When I expect that my giving should be reciprocated, my giving should be acknowledged, my giving should be patted. My giving should be not just recognized, acknowledged, and patted, but to be valued more than anything else. These kinds of expectations is where we poison, we curdle the beauty of love. Then it becomes transactional, business like. Vyanika buddhi comes in. That Vyanika buddhi is where we truly lose that sense of balance. Now, there is one more aspect of this which I would like to touch upon, that when love is thick, fault finding is thin. When fault finding is thick, it truly indicates that love is thin. It's not to be misunderstood as I am sucking up and covering for the individual, that I am so head over heels in completely loving that I am blinded to see. No, it's not that you are blinded to see the right. In spite of seeing the fault, in spite of you correcting, you wouldn't mind that individual in your life. You would not despise that individual. You would not hate that individual, but you would put a sincere effort purely out of love. Therefore, it is not blinded. You just not give and give. You give your peace of mind also. But it is not from the platform of disgust and hopelessness and frustration, but it is from the point of love, wherein you want the other individual to be so accommodated that that which you find as a fault, no one else should be able to find and point a finger at. Therefore, you try to bring a certain amount of sanity and balance even in them, without any expectation. So, the moment this layer of without an expectation is added, it appears so complicated, because it is not the concept of love and loving is difficult. It is me who refuses to change is being difficulty. I, the one who is supposed to be giving, I refuse to change, therefore it seems to be difficult. Otherwise, love itself is a very beautiful, benign platform. In fact, it is a privilege to love one and all. It is that rishis from that standpoint where they say, Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani paschyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. It's not just a mere ask of that divine. It is born out of this love, and love for not just one individual, but such an expanse that everything and everyone from this universe, may they be accommodated in that balance. That is the fulfillment of this love. So let us grow to that privilege of loving everyone and being there for everyone, come what may, that I have to give and again give. Hopefully this, through Bhagavan's blessings, sinks deep, and as it sinks deeper, we start singing, we start celebrating life, rather than dragging our two dreaded feet out into this world. Again it is morning, again I have to live, again I have to drag, again. Instead of that, we have that joy to look forward interacting with every loved one, and that becomes contagious, that joy spreads. May this joy spread through me to the world around me. Hari Om. Until we meet again. Take care.